The amount of hits Johnny Cash has is endless. In this video, we're going to rank our 10 favorite Johnny Cash songs of all time. Keep in mind, it's just subjective, just my opinion, that's it. Starting at number 10, we got The Devil's Right Hand. Steve Earle originally wrote this song and Johnny had a cover for it that was fantastic. Essentially, it's about owning a pistol as a kid and despite his mother's warnings, actually killing somebody later on in life over a card game. It's a very unique song and the guitar play is superb as well. At number 9, we got God's Gonna Cut You Down. Much like Devil's Right Hand, it was a posthumous release. It came out after Johnny had already passed away. This also being a cover song originally done by the Golden Gate Quartet all the way back in the 40s. This was essentially about evil, negative, anything bad you did in life that was regretful, sinful. Eventually, God's judgment's gonna get to you, and Johnny, being a big Christian, loved the tale of that song. At number 8, we got Jackson. Much like Devil's Right Hand and God's Gonna Cut You Down, Jackson is a cover song. The origin for this was essentially a man in a relationship looking to be set free. Meanwhile, the woman in the relationship would see him as damaging his health and a fool for going to Jackson and making a, well, fool of himself. It's kind of confusing, but I love it. Him and June sing fantastic together, and the origin for it's kind of confusing too, whether it's Tennessee or Mississippi. Most say Tennessee, but I don't think anyone's 100% certain. At number 7, we got I Walk the Line. Johnny's first number 1 hit on the billboards, actually. I Walk the Line's got a pretty easy understanding. Like I said, first billboard hit for Johnny, about endless devotion, loyalty, and accountability to his first wife Vivian, who he would later divorce. Probably one of his 3 or 4 biggest songs of all time. The movie is fantastic as well. Shout out to Reese and Joaquin for that endless classic. At number 6, we got Man in Black. Man in Black was a Johnny Cash original and it was essentially a song of protest. This song was about Johnny being for the poor, for the ones in mass incarceration, against the Vietnam War, that no matter how bright the days might be, it's not all good and well, and he'll be the reason that you know it's not. At number 5, we got Ring of Fire. Not written by Johnny, but definitely popularized by him. Stayed at number 1 for 7 weeks straight. Definitely one of his biggest, if not his biggest song of all time. June Carter actually wrote this song with help from Merle Kilgore, and it was inspired by a poetry book that was owned by her uncle. The uniqueness to it isn't just the fact that Johnny added mariachi-style horns and his voice and made it a hit, it's the fact that it was the beginning of Johnny and June talking to each other, like talking. And the burning love thing, it just coincides perfectly with their relationship. At number 4, we got Ain't No Grave. Another cover song from Johnny, this time from all the way back in the 40s, originally about a kid who had tuberculosis and who was hell-bent on not letting it take him. This had long been gone. The image this paints screams Johnny Cash. This didn't even come out until 2010, 7 years after his passing, and I believe 3 days before or after his 78th birthday, but yeah, it's got a distinct uniqueness to it that it just fits Johnny Cash to a T. At number 3, we got Hurt. Can't tell you how many people were shocked to know that this was actually a cover song. Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails originally wrote the song. The meaning behind it has long been debated, even though I think most would say it's essentially a suicide note because of the depression that's being taken about via the drug addiction and not being able to break it, the heroin addiction. And Johnny took this song and literally made it his. Trent Reznor said that the song's no longer his. And definitely one of the greatest music videos of all time as well. At number 2, we got The Man Comes Around. Very biblical song. The Book of Revelations and Jesus Christ get a lot of love in the song. Jesus Christ obviously being the man that comes around, that was going to pass judgment. That's essentially what it's about. Guitar works fantastic, great cover, especially at 70 at this point, Johnny was. And to make hit after hit that he was making, and to make every cover song seem like it was his at this age really shows you just how talented this man was. And finally, at number 1, we got Folsom Prison Blues. Folsom Prison Blues is largely responsible for being one of, if not the track that launched Johnny Cash into stardom. So much so that Johnny would actually perform the song at Folsom Prison in 1968. Johnny wrote the song in the Air Force, and the story of it is based off a movie that Johnny actually seen while in the Air Force. He put his own little bits and pieces to it, made it fictionalized, and it became a massive hit. It tells a story of a fictionalized inmate who longed for the day of going on a train and going back to San Antonio and away from his confinement at Folsom Prison. And there you go, the 10 favorite songs of Johnny Cash from myself. Do not forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my list, what your list is. Drop a like if you did indeed enjoy it. Subscribe if you have not already. It could really help the channel out big time, and we can make this thing pretty special. That'd be pretty awesome. But I thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys